Hey there, Board Game Brody here with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Like this one, The Best Medicine by GLiB Games. You and other players are junior scientists and you are making medicines to cure wacky diseases. You will need to choose experiment tubes to fill them with the right molecules in the correct order to then earn grants and win awards. The game is played over 3 rounds, and a player with the most points at the end of those 3 rounds, they will win the game. The round begins with the research phase. Here, you can gain research tokens from your bag, buy tubes from the market to place into your laboratory, or you can fill your tubes with pouring out tokens from your flask into the test tubes. You will continue with these different actions as long as you have enough money to continue. If you run out of money, get shut down, then you end this phase, and you can also choose to end at any time if you'd like to stop pushing your luck. When researching, you will draw 1 token from your bag at a time and slide those compounds into your flask, bottom to top. If you draw any contamination, which are the gray or the black tokens, they will be placed into the contamination chambers. If the first token that you draw is a contamination token, then you can return it into your bag to then redraw it, but then every time after, you will then keep your contamination in its zone. If you ever draw 3 gray contamination tokens or 1 black and 1 gray, then you will get shut down. When shut down, you do not score any of your test tubes this round, but you will keep all the tubes in your laboratory with any compounds already in them for the next round. You will return compounds from your flask and your recycle beaker back into your research bag, along with all the contamination tokens. But before your next research phase, you will remove the black contamination token and place it to the side, helping you for your next round so you don't get shut down as quick. If this happens a second time in a row, then you will remove a black and a gray for the next round. And if you have a successful scoring round after a shutdown, then you will return all contaminations back into your bag and play as normal. So you are adding compounds to your beaker, and then at any time you can decide to buy an experiment tube for $2 from the market. You can also pay $2 to discard all cards from the market and replace them with all new cards. Just remember, when pouring, your compounds that are on top of your flask will be poured so that they are on the bottom of the research tubes. So the order will not be the same from your flask into the test tube. Then, at any time, you can also pay $1 to rotate your flask into the horizontal position to pour out the compounds into the experiment tubes. You can then slide the top compound out and choose which experiment tube you want it to be in. Hopefully this matches what's on that card. As long as the flask is horizontal, you can continue to pour and slide the top compound out into the experiment tubes, always filling them from bottom up. If you come to a compound that you don't want, you can choose to pour it into the recycle beaker to not, use it for this round, and it'll eventually get put back into your bag for later rounds. When you would like, you can then end your pour and rotate the flask back to the vertical position. All recycled compounds are then returned to your bag at this time. You have color compounds, contamination tokens, but the last type I haven't really mentioned yet is the wild. This can be used as a compound for any color compound that you might want or need, or you can use your wild to remove a contamination token. That's okay as well. The contamination tokens are placed back into your bag, and your wild is placed in the recycle beaker, which will later be added to your bag as well. Again, after all players have either ran out of money, got shut down, or just decided to stop doing any more, then you will go to the reward phase. If you got shut down, then you will not score any rewards in the reward phase, but all others will move their completed test tubes off of their laboratory for scoring and returning those compounds back into their bag. If you have this icon with the yellow hand on the top right after completing the card, then you will draw an award card and place it near your lab. A green card or a green hand icon means you grab a grant card and take the money shown on that card. And other cards might just, give you some money shown on that card as well. All of these cards are then added to your trophy case next to your laboratory. After this, you will move the next round marker to the next round and continue playing a new round. But then the cleanup phase occurs, including moving your completed test tubes to your trophy case, leaving the others unfinished tubes there in your laboratory. You will return tokens that you use to score, plus the tokens in your flask, tokens in the contamination area, and tokens from the recycle beaker, and place them all back into your bag to use again. You will start a new round with at least $7. If you don't have, that much money, then take $7. And you will take it and continue playing the next round. After 3 rounds, you will count up your trophies on your award cards, add points from finished experiment tubes in your trophy case, and gain 1 award point for each $10 that you have left over. And then the player with the most points wins the game. And well, that's The Best Medicine by GLiB Games. It's a nice family game using that push your luck and trying to, figure out when to do certain actions so that you can fill up those test tubes with the research that it needs that you've pulled out of your bag. It surprised me a little bit, the game did, as far as, how fun this little puzzle is to continue drawing, but then, figuring out how to use all the compounds that you draw out. So, I didn't want to just waste them. So there are, 5 slots for cards, and money has never been a problem with us in this game. So, in fact, we had way too much money after the first round. But the simultaneous play was fun to see others pick up test tube cards and then hope, a good one comes out for you to take advantage of so you can take it because you might have those molecules that you need to use for that card. Everyone, likes randomly grabbing a token from the bag and seeing what they pulled out. That's just fun. So that's excitement for this game. But you don't want to, keep going at some point, because if you get the 3 gray or a gray and that dreadful black, then it will definitely send you back in this game. And I will say that's the one thing that we didn't really like about the game. There are only 3 rounds in this game, so if you get shut down, then you pretty much have no way to win the game because, when you get shut down, you don't score anything. So those test tubes, you're going to get more money from them, you're going to get points, and if you get shut down, you won't do that until next round, while everyone else just keeps going and they're going to beat you. And there's a chance that, you pull a black at the beginning or near the beginning of a round, and your chances of getting shut down becomes substantially higher after pulling out a black. So I just feel like getting shut down is not fun for anyone in this game. You just know that player, if you get the black, you're not going to win. I think a better way to go about this is you get shut down and you still score your test tubes. It kind of changes the push your luck thing, I know, but balances the game out a little bit more, preserving the fun parts in the game as well. You will almost always go until you get shut down this way, or when you have no money, or you have a full lab of cards without being able to get any of those compounds into them. But there is a limited amount of tokens that you have anyways, so I feel like, you should just continue pulling until one of those things happens, and you would, that would make the game feel a little bit better, less punishing. I like the art used for the game with the scientist kids. The graphic design could use a little work. Ultimately, it's a fun, silly game with wacky diseases, pulling tokens out of the bag, which is, brilliant for this game, but also getting shut down is very punishing. I like the puzzle of when to continue drawing, when to claim a test tube, or when to start pouring. This, for us, had less to do about using money and more about the timing of your actions and, when you should do each of those. Again, my fellow scientists, this is Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Like this one, The Best Medicine by GLiB Games. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are working hard to bring to you videos like this one so you know if these games are ones that you want to get to your own table.